I thought my salary was just too small to matter. But when your paycheck feels tiny, your mindset is the first thing that can grow. Every big saving story starts where you are now, staring at a number that feels too small and wondering if change is even possible. I guess change really does start here. The first step isn't more money, it's deciding that every dollar counts, no matter how small the paycheck. I used to let my money disappear every month, until I decided to actually meet it instead of losing it. Can't save what you don't see. Tracking every dollar you earn and spend turns invisible money into a clear map. From that map, you can finally design a life that fits your small salary without feeling broke. I thought budgeting was punishment. Turns out it's just painting your money's path. Simple rules work even on a small salary. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings. You don't need perfection, just intention. Every time you draw that line, your money starts moving towards stability instead of chaos. I used to spend my paycheck before it even landed. Now I give it a plan before it even touches my hand. Budgeting your paycheck the moment it arrives turns autopilot spending into intention. Every dollar gets a job: bills, fun, and savings. That small shift, your money works for you, not against you, even on a tight salary. I thought savings had to be the last thing. Turns out, saving first is the first rule that matters. Treat savings like a bill you pay yourself first. Every paycheck, a small chunk goes straight to savings before anything else can eat it. That tiny habit builds a safety net your future self will thank you for, even on the smallest income. I thought one coin was nothing. But over time, small money becomes big money. Consistency beats size. A single coin, a small transfer, a tiny daily habit, if you keep it up, builds a towering safety net. Small money compounds slowly, but it compounds relentlessly. Blamed the big purchases for my broke life. Turns out it was all the tiny clicks adding up. A rare big buy doesn't break a budget. What breaks it is the many tiny, untracked purchases that feel harmless. Every small decision you don't audit quietly drains your small salary without you even noticing. I thought skipping coffee was the worst sacrifice. Turns out that sacrifice became my emergency fund. A skipped microspend can quietly become part of your protection plan. That coffee you skip, that one-off impulse you don't click, those tiny choices feed your emergency fund, even when your paycheck feels tiny. I thought I needed to spend every day just to survive.
Turns out survival doesn't require constant spending. One no-spend day a week trains your brain to live well without constant consumption. On that day, every dollar you don't spend is a tiny win. Those tiny wins stack into real financial breathing room. Thought I couldn't live without my usual habits. Turns out, most of them were just wants in disguise. Full no-spend month forces you to ask, is this a need or a habit? Every day you stick to essentials, your mindset shifts. You stop seeing your small salary as a problem and start seeing your habits as the real lever.
I thought grocery shopping was random chaos. Turns out, a plan turns chaos into calm. Meal planning turns wild grocery trips into a strategy. When you design your week on paper, you buy less. That tiny structure can quietly shave real money off your budget.
I thought I had to buy whatever looked good. Turns out, the list is the real superpower. A strict list turns your shopping cart into a savings tool instead of a spending trap. Every item you pass up, every impulse you resist, turns into saved money. That discipline is free, and it works on any salary.
I thought eating out was just part of the day.
Turns out, my lunchbox became my wallet superhero. Packing lunch every day turns a daily expense that competed over weeks and months, quietly frees up hundreds, enough to build a safety net even on a small paycheck.
I thought I needed my car for everything.
Turns out, every dollar not spent on gas was a win. Cutting back on driving, riding the bus, biking, or walking can unlock big savings on a small salary. Every reduced fuel bill, every saved parking fee feeds your savings instead of your tank.
I thought my bill was just a number I had to accept. Turns out, it was full of money I never needed to spend. Fees, unused add-ons, and forgotten subscriptions live in your bills. When you audit them, you find leaks. Cutting just a few tiny lines can quietly improve your cash flow every month.
I thought subscriptions were harmless. Turns out, they were a monster made of tiny fees. Every unused app, every forgotten service, becomes a small monthly leak. A subscription monster built of those tiny fees drains your budget slowly. When you delete what you don't use, coins flow back into your control. I thought I had to wait for a raise. Turns out, I could build a second stream on my own.
A small side hustle stretches a tight salary without changing your main job. Every extra hour you trade for extra income can be saved first, then spent later. That tiny stream can quietly grow your financial runway.
I thought $15 was too small to matter. Turns out, that first payment built a big habit.
Every extra dollar you earn is a chance to build, not just burn. When you put those first side hustle dollars into savings, you tell your brain, even small amounts can start a powerful pattern.
I thought I had to choose between debt and savings. Turns out, I could balance both.
Even on a small salary, you can pay down debt while saving a little. That balance keeps your cash flow alive and your future protected. Small, consistent steps on both fronts build long-term stability.
I thought $50 was too small to celebrate.
Turns out, that tiny win was the first real victory.
Clearing even a small debt frees up cash flow and builds confidence. Those small wins prove you're not stuck. Every tiny debt you erase becomes room for more savings, more breathing space.
I thought I had to live in a big space.
Turns out, a smaller rent meant a bigger margin.
Housing is usually the biggest line item in any budget. Even a small housing change, downsizing, getting a roommate, or cutting extras can quietly free up serious cash.
I thought I needed every light on all the time.
Turns out, tiny energy habits saved real money.
Simple habits, turning off lights, unplugging unused devices, using efficient bulbs, those tiny daily choices add up to real savings over time without changing your lifestyle much.
I thought I had to check my money every day.
Turns out, 10 minutes a week was enough.
A weekly check-in turns chaos into clarity. Spending a few minutes to review what you spent, what you saved, and what you learned keeps your small salary on track. That tiny habit prevents months of drift.
I used to feel ashamed that I only saved $5.
Turns out that $5 was the start of a whole new story.
Never let a small number shame you. Small wins build confidence. That $5 win today can become a $50 habit tomorrow and a real safety net in a year. Start where you are, start small, but start.
I used to think I wasn't making progress.
Turns out, a chart showed me I was moving the whole time. A visible progress chart turns invisible effort into a real-time victory screen. Every week, that bar grows a little, proving you're not standing still. When your salary feels small, this chart is proof your habits are quietly growing.
I used to think being frugal meant being cheap. Turns out, it just meant being intentional.
Frugal isn't about deprivation. It's about choosing where your money goes. Every decision you make on a small salary becomes a chance to build a life that fits your values, not someone else's lifestyle.
I used to think I'd never have a safety net. Turns out, a tiny emergency fund was my first real protection. An emergency fund doesn't need to be huge. A small cushion can keep you from falling into debt when life crashes. Every dollar added is a brick in a wall that stands between you and financial disaster.
I used to think I was saving for nothing.
Turns out, I was saving for a person I hadn't met yet.
Writing to your future self turns saving into a promise, not a punishment. Every word you write is a vote of confidence in your future. That letter becomes a quiet reminder that your small choices today build a better tomorrow.
I used to think my salary defined my future. Turns out, my mindset was the real moneymaker.
You can't control your salary size, but you can control your habits. Discipline, consistency, and intention are skills no paycheck can take away. When your salary feels small, your mindset is the one tool that can grow infinitely.
I thought $5 was nothing, but over time, small money becomes big money.